Hello, everyone. How y'all doing tonight? Good, good. I'm having a poor connection on Instagram. Instagram been acting up today. Have any of y'all been experiencing that? Instagram been cutting up for real, for real. I don't know what it is. Alrighty. Okay. Well, Instagram don't want to act right. I'll post her later. Let me turn her off. Haha. Okay. Alrighty. Well, let me go ahead and begin and get started. Still acting up. Let me go ahead and stop this right here. Hold on. Hold on, everybody. I can edit this out. How y'all doing tonight? Good, good, good. I don't know what's going on with that, but we're going to turn that off. Hope all is well. And tonight we're going to come in here and we're going to talk about tonight the series that I've been talking about a few days ago. And we've been talking about a lot of things that were beneficial to you making $1,000 to $10,000. I'm sorry, 1,000 to 10,000 a day, week, or a month. So we're going to continue and go over some things, and I want to recap with you and tell you how they go, how this tonight, what we're going to talk about tonight is going to connect with what we talked about earlier this week. And before I begin, I'm Sandy. I'm your business strategist, and I help you to start your business and grow your business and help you to make a profit in your business and give you tips and tools and things that help you to monetize your business, to make a profit in your business. And there are different things that you should do in your business so where you can be able to make, in other words, your business should have ways to make multiple streams of income. Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. And that's what I do. So anyway, right now, last night we talked, and the night before, we kind of touched on the things that you need to do in order to be able to get your clients. You have to have an avatar. You have to have somebody that you're talking to, you're serving, that's going to purchase your products and or your services. In order to be able to do that, in order to be able to know where they are, you're going to have to do some research, or you're going to have to hire somebody to do some research. But for those, I'm sure that a lot of you just want to kind of like learn how to grow your business. It doesn't matter what kind of business you have. It doesn't matter whether it's a brick and mortar or at home business. These tips that I gave this week, it will, it's a blueprint for you. It will make things happen for you, and it will grow your business. If you put in the work to do it, if you find out where are your people, where are your customers, your client, your future clients, and then and then something else you have to do, that you got to do an ongoing thing. It's going to have to be a cycle. So that's what we're going to kind of touch on tonight a little bit, and to kind of give you some information about what are those things, and then some questions that you need to ask yourself as you're going into business, because I want to add them in here too tonight, because see, that's going to determine your $1,000 to $10,000, whether it's going to be a day, week, or a month. So it's going to, you're just going to have to do some work. That's just the bottom line. And I know it's not sexy. I know it's not pretty, but it's necessary to get to the next level in your business. It's very necessary. So now, first of all, let me get in a few questions that you may need to ask yourself as you're in your business, or as you may be already in business and you're trying to launch a campaign, or you're trying to do something to enhance your business, no matter what it is. Remember that. The answers may not be, kind of like in the same way, but these questions will need to be answered. Put it that way. Okay. All right. Now the first question: how will your products and services be sold? That makes a difference in who you're targeting to, because if your products and services is going to be sold to maybe a certain group of people and things like that, when you're doing your research, that can give you a lot of information. For instance, when we went in Google Trend, let's say, for instance, if you Google something about your product or service that is in the Midwest, you will want to know the behaviors, and I think I mentioned that the other night, of how many people the region that's really your target, that you've done your research on, and you find out this is where my buying base is going to be, right? So you need to know the behaviors of those people. You need to know what they like, what they read, what they watch on television, what they do as hobbies, what they don't do, or what kind of, I guess, what kind of faith are they operating in? Do they have that? And when you do this, all of these things I just mentioned, there are businesses that's already out there that they may be a part of. And if they are a part of those businesses, you need to be trying to target them and getting somewhere with the businesses that's already out there. You understand what I'm saying? So I hope that helped. And this is where, because remember, listen, you're going to sell to people that are interested in what you have. Nobody, if they're not interested in what you have, why waste your money? Why waste your marketing dollars? Why waste your time? Because they're not gonna buy you. They're not gonna buy your product. They're not your customers. So now that's just to help you out with that question. Now the next question you are going to ask is going to be, how will your service be rendered? And then that's when you got to come up with a little plan. If you have a brick and mortar business, or a business that you have employees and things like that, you're going to have to make sure that you're giving them a strategy, or have come up with something to help them to be able to implement this service or whatever you have the way it should be implemented. Okay. And then what days, months, hours, or whatever you're going to be open for business. Whether you're going to be open for business, if you're working, if you're working from home, and if you work in a business that can require you to just have flexible hours or whatever, that's cool too. That's okay. But these are questions that you must ask. You must ask yourself. And one more I want to give you too before we go on to the next step that I want to talk about tonight. Is your business seasonal? Now, a lot of businesses, pretty much, they do good in certain seasons, and they do okay in others. But these are some critical things I think you should be thinking about. Now, if a business is seasonal in a different way, for instance, like let's say, for instance, if you had a park or something, you open up a park and it had water rides and things like that. Well, during the winter months, nobody gonna be out there trying to swim, or getting wet, because you're not in season for that. So with that being said, you ought to have something to kind of make up, or to put in perspective, or put in place to supplement that income that you won't be making during the summer. So you're going to have to do something, or either you're going to have to close down and do something. I mean, maybe you can convert that into something else, or maybe you can't. So these are very important things for you to know, and questions for you to ask yourself before and even during you're in your business. So you got to make sure that those things are answered. Now, as I was saying the other night, when we were talking about Google Trends, and we was talking about, Google Alerts, and we was talking about, finding your people through forums and things like that, doing surveys and all these other kind of things too. Now, once you have, and you know who you're going to market to, you still have to set up you still got to set up other things. And this is where your other part of the blueprint come in. For instance, you need to be able to, you definitely need to keep in contact with your clients. You need to set up an email, have an email responder. You also need to make sure you have a payment processor. You also need to make sure that you have a way other than email to communicate, and like I have a landing page or something like that to draw them into your services, or your product, or to have them to connect with you. And just like when I do, I tell you to text 4848, push the dream to 484848. That is a way that you can stay connected to me too when I go live, or if anything else is happening that I need to communicate with you. you do the same thing with your customers. You can have something set up that if you're running a sale, you can text them. If you have something going on that you want them to know, you can text them. So here again, you must find ways to do this. You must find ways to stay connected to your buying base, so where they can keep buying and keep buying and keep buying. And also, one more thing that well, not one more thing, but another thing I want to bring to your attention too is your cart, your payment processing carts, and that's where you house in your information. If you have a book, what was that text for notification? 48, 48, 48. That's mine. Text push the dream to 48, 48, 48. That's mine. Yeah. Thanks for asking that question. So anyway, app, your shopping cart. That is where you house your product or your service. If you have a service, then you kind of list and tell them. If you have a one-on-one that you connect with people, you more than likely you can go here and put your information there and have them, and have whoever connects to you, if they buy any service or if they send up a consultation with you, this is where they go and they pay you. Now, a lot of okay, just like anybody doing consultation, another thing that you need to make sure that you kind of have an open line of communication, whether it's going to be you meeting with a client face to face, or you meeting them, if you're working from home, you meeting them like one-on-one, meaning like a video chat or something like that, making sure that that's a part of your, making sure that that's a part of your strategy and your game plan. So, and we're talking about tonight, the blueprint to 1K to 10K a day, month, or a day, month, or actually a day in a month, a week, day in a month. I'm sorry. Yeah. So the next thing you're going to make sure of that you are connected on, we are connected on social media platforms, but you're connected on social media platforms for wherever your buying base is. LinkedIn, maybe some of you, that's where your audience is. Instagram may be so much more than others. YouTube maybe for some. TikTok maybe for some. I mean, who knows? And you may want to use all of them and implement them, but I don't know how you want to, I don't know how you want to go about doing that. So now, if any of you have a course or something like that, you need to make sure that you have the correct software to house your course. And that is a way that you can generate income, because you got to have a platform for people that are coming to get your product or your services. And if you have a product, a lot of people use Shopify. A lot of people use what is it? They use Square. I think they still use Square. A lot of people use, well, that's a payment processor, but a lot of people, for the most part, they use Shopify for the most part. And there are a few more other ones out there too. I'm sorry. I am yawning on you guys. So anyway, but I think that's going to be it tonight. I'm not sleepy. I'm just yawning. So yeah, I think that'll be all tonight that we're going to talk about. Sorry about that. But anyway, let me also give you a few more tips that can help you as you're narrowing down your target market. You're going to make sure that you're really being specific on the gender of your clients. It could be male and female. Your age group. That is so important. That one right there is so important. Make sure that you know your age group, but you would have done all your research before you get to this point, but you need to pay attention to that and make sure that you are paying attention to that. The next thing is the income level, disposable income or household income of your potential client. You find all of that stuff. A couple of videos I did the other day, I mentioned to you how you can do that. And you need to make sure, like I said earlier in this video, make sure that you are familiar with the interests of your client, what are they doing, what they like to do, what they like to watch on television. If they like to watch television, what are some of the things they like to do entertainment wise? So you would know who to target, like when you go to the interest of the person that you are targeting. You have to make sure that when you narrow all of this stuff down, you're better equipped to hit your target. Every time I do this, it works like a charm. Every time I have to narrow it down, and it get me the results that I want to have. So I'm just giving you that it works. Okay. So if you kind of not don't know what I'm talking about a couple of these things, I got a couple more videos that I did a few days ago. Go back and look at them, and you'll see what I'm talking about when it comes down to, doing your research in order for you to be able to target your audience and things like that. So I'm going to get off here, and Instagram, well, I don't have to turn it off because it wasn't working tonight. I don't know what's going on with it. I was watching a video of someone else earlier, and they said that they had it was a bug or something was going on Instagram. So I guess this is still it. So, but anyway, I'm going to talk to you guys later. Thanks for being here, and remember that you were created for greatness. And I might be back. Tomorrow's Friday. I might be back on tomorrow. I don't know. I might get the video, show the video tomorrow, or create a video, and then I might just post it, or I might just do it live. But I want to show you how some of these other things work, and to give you a little bit more in-depth information on how you can narrow things down to get your target market, so where you can make 1K to 10,000 a week, day, or month. Alrighty? Okay. Alrighty. I'll talk to you guys later. All right. Have a beautiful day. Bye-bye. A beautiful night. Bye.